Hello, extraordinary connection community. It is great to see you this morning or whenever you are watching. My name is Brian Steele, and I have the privilege of serving in Chesterfield, Michigan, and the good, faithful people of Grace United Methodist Church. This morning, I'd like to talk with you about a phrase that I heard more than 10 years ago at a conference. I don't remember the speaker's name who said this, but this one sentence that they said has stuck with me after all these years. Here it is. God's dreams are others centered. God's dreams are others centered. In other words, God's dream for us is directly related to the impact we have on others and on the communities in which we live. I find this to be a really important saying to reflect on right now, because we've all gone through our Christmas Eve services. Now, Christmas Eve was really different this year. And yet, still even in 2020, just like any other year, these are services where people outside our normal church community will come and be part with us, will come worship with us on Christmas Eve. So for the people who come who aren't a part of our normal circles, their question after those services, after they've had time to perhaps think about what they experienced, it's then the question of what's next. What else can that faith community offer me? What can they offer to me that will still be meaningful to my life? So for us, we should be thinking about how is our church community going to speak into the reality of people's lives, to meet them right where they are at, like God did with us whenever that was, to invite them to be part of a bigger story that God has for their lives. This is a time for the church, for those of us already part of a church community, to be wondering, how can we connect others with God? Now, I wish this pandemic had never happened. And this instant transition we had to make toward digital ministry, it hasn't been easy. And yet, worship, a faith community for people, has never been more accessible. It is now easier to invite people to our faith community than ever before. Because I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Coming to a church building for the first time, even if your church is the friendliest church in town, which it may very well be, even for the friendliest church in town, at its best, it is very uncomfortable for outsiders. And I know this because I'm going to let you in on another secret. I know that because 20 years ago, that was me. So now, in 2020, people are being able to sit in their pajamas at home, not have to worry about awkward glances from others, and that may actually lead them to being more open to your faith community and, yes, God, than they would have been previously. So no matter where you're worshiping, I hope that you have been or will start to share your services with your friends and family through your own social media accounts. Or even if social media isn't your thing, which I could understand if it's not, send links of your services to your friends and family, just saying something like, I'm just thinking of you all, and these services were really meaningful to me, so I hope you can get the chance to watch. Invitations are so simple and yet can transform lives, because God's dreams are others-centered. Worship and the way we do church is not about our preferences. And I think we've been hit really hard with that reality these past 9 months, because doing church the way we have done it for the past 9 months is not our preference. And yet the mission of God, what we are called to do, who we are called to be in the world, has not changed. We are still called to be people who connect people with our beloved Creator, with our Creator. And in this time, where hopefully people have been watching your Christmas Eve services who may have never set foot in your doors, you show them an opportunity for what's next. And we are going to develop and have ministries and speak in ways in our church where we are getting to the very real and difficult situations we find ourselves in. So maybe we should talk about this with your pastor. Now, because for me personally, when I hear and see that church members are truly desiring to reach new people so that they can discover that they too are God's beloved, it doesn't get a whole lot better than that. Friends, our churches have an opportunity before us. So let's think about how we can be part of God's dreams for others now, in the coming months, in the coming years. This time has opportunities. Let's take advantage of them by the grace of God. Amen.